Entre todos los artistas pop del momento, Fletcher destaca por ser una artista incluyente porque pertenece a la comunidad LGBT+. Sin embargo, ella está consciente que este enfoque es el que la mayoría de los medios les gusta resaltar.
I think as a queer person and artist, a lot of the narrative gets placed around, and we are entering a time now where it's less of a focus in the sense, but it's been very LGBTQ plus artist Fletcher. That was so many of the headlines and things, press articles or whatever that I've done. That's been such a key part of it, that it's we get, queer artists get really boxed into certain categories. And I've most definitely faced that, but I also am just my biggest superpower is being an outspoken woman, and I just don't give a fuck if how that affects me or how anybody wants to treat me because of it. I just am of the mindset that I will just attract all of the things into my life and all of the people into my life and the outlets and the relationships and the opportunities that are in alignment with who I am for those reasons. And of course, I have absolutely faced adversity for being a queer artist and a queer woman, but I also am aware of my privilege in, being a cisgender white woman who can talk about sexuality as freely as I do. And so I have to also take note of that as well, but understand that I don't really give a fuck what anybody thinks about me anymore.
Además, la artista de New Jersey confiesa que le gusta hacer música para empoderar también a las personas, como ella lo hizo también en el campo musical.
I think it's something that's so significant. I think when I was, anytime I'm making music, I always just set out to make it from the perspective of what a little version of me needed to hear, and the artist that I needed when I was younger. And being queer in a very small town, conservative hometown, I didn't have the opportunity to really express myself or explore myself in any capacity. And so doing that through the outlet that I've been able to explore that through has been my music. And I've really only ever just wanted to empower people to just feel themselves and feel good and explore and express how they want to, it's such a key part of our human experience here. And to do that without shame, I think there's so much shame just instilled, however you identify, just with sexual energy in general. But being queer, it's that's always going to be a very big through line through my music because it's just been my lived experience. Yeah.
Fletcher resalta también que algo que le ha ayudado es empoderarse a través de la sexualidad, algo que ella ha observado en otros íconos pop del momento y también del pasado.
Well, I think I didn't, growing up, there weren't really that many examples of people who were talking about sex and sexuality and their experiences in a very honest, open, authentic way. I mean, somebody who helped me a lot was Haley Kiyoko, and her and I got to have a song together. But even just growing up, I think it was really the people that pushed outside of the boundaries in terms of how they dressed and how they identified and the things that they talk about. Madonna was somebody who just pushed all of the boundaries in terms of sexuality, and David Bowie and artists that were in Lady Gaga, were people that were just oh, you can literally bare your soul and do things that people maybe aren't necessarily super comfortable with, but I think that's the whole point of us being here, is to get uncomfortable and to challenge ourselves on what it is that we think and what it is that we know and the narratives that we're told.
La cantautora comparte sus inspiraciones musicales, las que tienen que ver con aquellas que hicieron mucho talento vocal. Aquí esas recomendaciones.
My inspirations in the music industry. I mean, I grew up with so much appreciation for vocals and for the voice. I grew up listening to a lot of Whitney Houston and Celine Dion, but also I'm from New Jersey, so Bruce Springsteen, and this storytelling that's at the root of Ed Sheeran was him as a songwriter, somebody that's always really inspired me. Taylor Swift. I think just people that have always told a story and painted a picture about a very specific time and moment and feeling. All my songs are wildly specific, to me and to my experiences. And to be able to just drop somebody into a very specific moment at a point in time is something that I've always been just so captured by artists and people that do it so well.